Anyways, go ahead, Mike. Questions?
New Leaf Ottawa, best way to cap off 2023.
Well, if all the GCs would pay their bills, I'd be swimming in it by Christmas. That's not going to happen, but that would be
a good way to cap
the
off the year.
best way to finish off the season. I like a good steak dinner though on my end of my last day. That's usually how I do it every year.
Nice.
I was really excited that I ordered on the weekend. We were ordering pizza, and Kelly let me order it myself, which was exciting. I'm just
Like
joking. I was waiting for you two to be like, "What are you talking about?" Anyways.
Oh man,
I'm really excited. She let me. Did we talk about the being a good neighbor thing on here? Have we ever talked about that?
Was that the feud that you got in with your neighbor?
No, this is a totally different thing.
Okay.
Did we ever talk about being a good neighbor?
I don't think so.
So there's near our yard, there's a guy who wanted some fill, and the guy that owns the yard went down and said, "Oh, you should be a good neighbor and call Mike because he's in the business of hauling good clean fill from residential property, so you should be a good neighbor." And the guy's like, he's a bit weird, and so I started just saying to him, "Remember, you need to be a good neighbor." Because whenever he acted, like he was acting weird one day, and so I was shaking his hand, and I pulled him a bit closer. I grabbed a bit too tight, and I pulled a bit closer, and I said, "Remember to always be a good neighbor." And there's this whole thing, me texting him back and forth about invoicing, and me saying like, "Can you please be a good neighbor and send this invoice?" The community is becoming concerned that you might be a bad neighbor because you're not sending the invoice. It's this whole thing about being a good or bad neighbor. Anyway,
that's good.
Remember to be a good neighbor. So now, whenever there's a problem, I just say, "Can you be a good neighbor?" Yeah, the whole thing with the guy next door, it didn't really. Well, I uninvolved myself from it because I felt like I'd get arrested. So I decided that it wasn't worth it. And I completely have uninvolved myself with it. And he nodded at me the other day and I nodded back because he was he was following my rules. Like I laid out in my last conversation with him, I laid out clear rules. I don't want to be your friend. I don't like you. I don't want to know your fucking name. Never talk to me again. Just look at me. I'll look at you and we'll pass. And so he did. Now he did add the nod, but I acknowledge that maybe that's worth it with a neighbor to add a nod.
You're being a good neighbor.
You're being a good neighbor.
Good neighbor.
Exactly. It's all about being a good neighbor. So, but he, because he called the fake bylaw on us or whatever happened with the fucking fake bylaw Gmail account, we reinvestigated the building permit that he didn't get. So then they came back. And then
the fake bylaw.
No, it's the real building people came. And because the guy is doing a large renovation without a building permit. And then he came back. He came and talked to Kelly, had a meeting where Kelly said he seemed pretty nervous about the whole thing, about building some fence. He wants to build this fence down the driveways. To which I was like, I can't stop you from doing that. Just do whatever you want, dude. That was the gist of my conversation with him. The one time I spoke to him was, I can't really fucking stop you from doing this. So just do whatever you want. Just fucking do it. Be a good neighbor, stupid motherfucker. Anyways, it seems to have settled down.
That's good.
Our driveway is supposed to get paved tomorrow, and then we're gonna put in some more black gravel. And the 1 inch black granite seems to be the what do they call it? The ignition point of the whole thing. He really hates 1 inch black gravel.
Really?
I don't know. I like it.
Why?
He does not. Does not like it.
Is there another color that he would prefer?
No idea. I didn't ask. Didn't care. Maybe if I had have asked, we wouldn't be in this current situation. Maybe if I had brought it up with him, we wouldn't be in this current situation. Oh. But there a question that we were supposed to be answering, Mike?
Yeah, I think we answered it. Best way to cap off 2023.
Oh, I never did.
Oh, okay, go for it.
We got interested in the neighbor thing. So, we started talking about the pizza. So
That's right.
Kelly let me order the pizza myself, and so right now at Pizzaville they'll give you extra cheese for free because some cheese company thinks that you'll buy more of their cheese if they give extra cheese on pizzas. I don't know. So you got 3 toppings for free. So I got the extra cheese for free. Then I got feta cheese and cheddar cheese and Asiago cheese. And I thought this pizza would be so fucking good because it was just all cheese, and I really like cheese, but it was really disappointing. So that's not a good way to
Yeah.
finish 2023. If you're gonna finish 2023, my recommendation is to just order the pizza you normally get and fucking enjoy it. Do not experiment.
Don't take risks at the end of the year.
This 4 cheese double cheese pizza, it just wasn't that. It wasn't that good, man. There wasn't a lot of flavor.
So
That's good
a
advice.
a mid-season risk and not an end of the season.
It's a
Yeah.
mid-season.
Don't take risks at
yeah.
the end of the season. I like that.
If your wife ever lets you order the pizza, well, she ordered her own pizza because she didn't trust me. But she ever lets you order your own pizza? Well, she did. She doesn't let me order her pizza. I can't be trusted, man. I'm terrible at almost everything.
At my house, my wife does the ordering and I pay. Because I don't like talking to people on the phone.
I don't really have any access to any of my bank accounts or anything. Not because Kelly doesn't want me to, but because I just can't be bothered with it. So I don't know who pays for the pizza. I might be paying for the pizza. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know who pays. I know that we order the pizza with Kelly's phone, not my phone.
So in the most pure sense, you do not know your numbers.
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't even know how much money is in your
I
bank
have
account.
no idea of my personal finances. No idea of my company finances. Yeah. I warn everyone that works for us. If I die, you will all be okay. If Kelly dies, we are all fucked.
Yeah.
Me and too. I am so banking on my horrible diet to kill me off before Kelly. Like I would be fucked. I don't know. People I don't know how to do an e-transfer. That guy he did invoice me and we did pay him, so his neighbor status has gone back to good. He was becoming a bad neighbor, but now I was just trying to pay the guy too. I was getting super pissed with this guy because I don't like running up big debts with people. I like to pay my bills, and this guy just wasn't invoicing. I literally had to send him a thing saying, "Please be a good neighbor and send an invoice." Fucking stupid fuck.
There goes a listener.
You think that the weird guy who owns the land down from my yard fucking listens to this? Maybe he does. Shit.
Maybe he does. We have quite the following these days.
Yeah.
400.
400.
We're going to publicize that? I'm just kidding.
Why not? I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
But if you were trying to celebrate this season,
do you guys take out your crews for the end of the year party? Is that a tradition?
Last year we had a party.
Yeah. What was it? What does a PK party look like?
We had a party at the Brock house last year. I don't know. We had food, alcohol.
Nice.
I don't know what we did the year before that. The fuck did we fucking do? I don't know. I don't remember them all.
What does an NDL party look like end of year?
Well, it would look a whole lot different if my guys got along. So
Ooh,
I don't think we're doing anything. It's like
that bad, eh?
well, some of them get along and some of them don't. How do you invite half the crew to a Christmas party, or like it just maybe the answer is not to do it at all. And
A counseling session, an intervention.
not the way I want to finish my year.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, try my best every day to make sure everyone gets along, and sometimes that just doesn't happen. So, um, I told them from the start, I'm not your father. I'm not your counselor. I'm not anything like that. So if you guys can't get along, then what do you want me to tell you?
I would order both of them a 4-cheese pizza with double mozzarella
Tell him to be a good neighbor.
and tell them
Good
to
Be a good neighbor. What does a ever after Christmas party look like?
This year it's going to be a party.
Really?
Yeah, this year's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be me cheersing myself in a mirror.
Oh, I thought you were having the fireman back or something.
No. Oh,
Would you say that attending H&A since you returned, you've been more inspired, more productive, and more profitable?
I would not say that. No, I would not say that. I would
It's
say
not a
I'm
ringing
still pretty
endorsement.
tired.
It's not a ringing endorsement.
No. It was a
Yeah.
good few days though, but it was quite a bit of work. It was quite a bit of walking. And I was actually more sore after walking that long than I am out in the field working by myself.
I would die then.
Yeah.
No, like die. Like actually die. With that much walking. Isn't there like golf carts?
Around the parking lot there are. Yeah.
Maybe we could get a buggy sponsor for you.
I would
Roll you
like,
Just
around.
ride it
A
around.
wheelchair, yeah. Motorized
Or a-
wheelchair.
A roller. Think of how
Maybe
relaxed
maybe-
you'd be at
A
the.
roller compactor.
maybe
You'd be the
someone could
most relaxed guy at the show.
maybe someone could tow me around in one of those ants trailers. They could roll me back and forth on the tarp or whatever the fuck it is.
Let's see a bin that you like and just flop you out there for a little while.
Flop me in, right there on the side.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if you're going to H&A to become more inspired, more productive, and more profitable, it's not the place for that.
I'm sure people could find that there for sure. It just depends what you're going for.
You weren't going for
I wasn't going to be inspired
what
to
were you
find
going-
inspiration.
What were you going there for?
I was going there
Content for
to
YouTube in the winter?
Were you going
no
there to rub shoulders with the landscape greats?
the landscape. That's exactly why I went there.
Do you
That's
think
why
that having a lot of followers on Instagram makes you a landscape great, or just a guy with a lot of followers on Instagram?
Just a guy with a lot of followers on Instagram. There's a lot of great landscapers that are not on Instagram.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a
They
mediocre.
just don't have time for it, right?
But
Or they don't care to. There's,
if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a noise? Do they
Exactly.
matter at all if they're not
Ooh.
in the community?
if they're not
Yeah.
being good neighbors.
If they're not being good neighbors.
This episode should be called "Be a Good Neighbor."
What happens if Instagram goes away?
Well,
Like it just got canceled.
Yeah, like it just disappeared. They said they're shutting it down.
I don't even think I use it as much as I use TikTok now.
You use TikTok more? I hate TikTok.
yeah, I'm too old for TikTok.
I don't know. I use it a lot. I'm the oldest.
I just think it's like I just logged on to it a
I
couple
feel
of
like
days ago maybe.
I feel like it has the cleanest algorithm.
They'll send you notifications even though like they're very old notifications just to give you that dopamine hit that like you're like, oh, somebody followed me. But then if you go into it, it's like they followed you 14 days ago. They're just giving you that notification to make it feel like, oh yeah, somebody followed me. I can stay on this platform longer.
I like dopamine, I'm saying I just find it to be a cleaner. The stuff I get on there is just a cleaner experience than Instagram.
Interesting.
It's certainly not as watered down. The Instagram experience is so fucking like I know my account gets super repressed because I use the word fuck. Right? They were just repressing. They're like fucking burying my account. which seems super stupid. Although the reel I have of the two dogs is currently in the midst of getting a lot of views. Like it was at 6 hours ago, it had 39,000 plays on Facebook. 2 hours ago, it had 30,000 plays on Instagram. But like
Wow.
8 hours ago, it had 15,000 plays. So, I mean, it is fun. Those two dogs are funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those two dogs are amusing, those two little dogs. So, is there any more questions, Mike?
Oh, there's plenty. Yeah, we
All
got
right.
tons. I'm just trying to find your dog one. I haven't seen it. But
It's two dogs and a truck getting pulled out of a mud. I mean, I understand why that would go viral. People love dogs and they love watching trucks get pulled out of the mud.
Hmm.
It's the sixth post back.
oh, it's the dog that's being overlaid. Oh, it is
Yeah,
two
yeah.
dogs. Okay, I got it now.
Hey, Mike likes it. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it's good. It's good.
Yeah. We finished our concrete sidewalk project, so that was exciting.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was a good project. I would do it again. I feel like that's the kind of work we're good at. Work where someone else does the really technical shit. I'm just joking. It's the kind of work I'm good at. It's not the kind of work the guys are good at. The guys are good at doing actual work. I'm not, but they are. Do you think that you're the worst or best landscaper at your company? Mike, you're not included. Mike is both the worst and the best landscaper.
I'll just mute myself here.
Where do you rate yourself as a landscaper at your company, Chad? Number one, middle, end of the pack? Where do you rate yourself?
Like me.
If you had something that absolutely needed to get done and you could send yourself or someone else, who would you send?
I would send myself.
I would send someone else.
I would send myself for sure.
I'm
For
a
sure.
I'm a
Like
terrible landscaper.
all the important cuts, like I know the guys could do it, but I will do that.
All right.
Whenever you're cutting big steps, and you want them to be perfectly
So
straight down.
I would cut them myself, but I wouldn't measure them.
Oh,
I'm fucking horrible at measuring.
That's a recipe for disaster.
What? No, I someone else would chalk the lines and I would cut them. I did that for so long. Like me and my old business partner, he's amazing at marking things. I'm amazing at cut. Well, I was. My hands are so fucked up with carpal tunnel. I used to be really good at cutting things and keeping them square and straight and never fucking up. So he would mark them and throw them, and I would cut them, and that's just what we did. That's probably why he doesn't have carpal tunnel and can still hold the saw. I do, because that's all I did for like 50 hours a week was cut with the saw all day long.
Yeah.
Breathing in that dust. Loved it. Loved it so
dust.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Breathing in as much dust as possible. I would send what task are we doing? I guess that's a better like if we were grading something to make sure that it flowed the right way, I would send almost anybody. Well, there's at least 4 people I would send before me for sure. 3.
Really?
3 or 4. Yeah, they would absolutely send before me. I'm terrible at that.
Like free grading, or can you use bars, or what's the criteria? Like anything, just make it work?
Are you talking about, I'm talking about grading for interlock.
Yeah. But you don't use bars to begin with.
We just use a big rake. Well, I don't know what the guys do now. I don't know. Whatever they want. I don't care. I don't judge, man. I don't judge how you grade, man. I'm past that. I don't judge how people grade. Everyone, no matter how you grade, you can still be a good person.
Yeah, I have guys that don't use bars, and some guys that do one wall block at a time, which I think is fucking ridiculous, but whatever gets the job done.
Whatever gets the job done. You got to accept everyone for who they are as a person.
Yeah. They all have a certain, or the set of skills that you hired them. If they can do it their way, then it doesn't matter, right? As long as it's done properly, like as long as the base is correct and everything, it doesn't really matter.
We got a really big barrel of windshield washer fluid at the yard today with a pump on it.
This is reminiscent of the Death Cube.
Yeah.
A little bit. Well, it's good to minus 40, so we're not worried about it or the pump freezing.
Mm.
So that's a thing. Yeah, we got a really big cube of, or a really big barrel of windshield washer fluid, because getting the windshield washer fluid was a constant thorn in the side.
Mhm.
Because was it on sale? Was it not on sale? When should we buy it? Well, now there's just a big barrel of them.
I like that. Where do you get them?
I don't know. I was the idea person, and I just passed it down the chain. It's called delegating, Chad. You should fucking try it sometime, man.
You're right. I should.
I'm just joking.
I should.
I think I just told Kelly to find it, and then Darian went and got it. I had very little to do. I did suggest to him if he needed a dock height truck to put the flat deck back on the truck and go get it with the flat deck.
Hmm.
And he did. So we used the flat deck twice today. Totally justifies the purchase of it.
Yeah.
Next question, Mike.
Next question. Let's get into it. Would you buy a company, said company you worked for, good rep, good price, owner willing to smooth transition over? This is from Swaving Landscapes again.
I tried that over a 10-year period. It went horribly. It was the worst thing I ever attempted. But perhaps it was with the wrong person, and I'm a bit jaded.
Oh.
That was the owner. Yeah, I was supposed to be becoming owner of, maybe not over a 10-year, well, a long time. But it just never happened. And every year I would bring it up and say, hey, what about that ownership thing? And the opposing counsel would say, or whatever you want to call them, oh yeah, we got to do that. And then I would kind of forget about it and move on with my life because shit would happen. And then the next fall I would bring it up, and it just never happened. And that got out of control. And then it really severed that relationship.
Oh.
So I tried it once, fucking sucked. I'd never do it again.
Interesting.
Chad?
It's hard to say. Like, you mean if I didn't have the company that I have now and I work for someone else, would I buy that company? Is that
Well, either way, I
what I'm
guess,
being
well,
asked?
I'm sure they own a landscaping business and they just want to buy another landscaping business that maybe offers a different service.
I'd really have to have a look at those numbers.
You won't know your own, but you'll know somebody
Well,
else's.
what's worse than not knowing your own numbers? Buying someone else's business and not knowing theirs.
Oof.
Ooh.
So,
If you wanted a lawn maintenance division in your business, would you just go out and try to buy somebody?
there's a guy in my town that did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's, if I wanted to do something like that, that's how I would do it.
Yeah. But there's a reason. There's always a reason someone's selling something, right?
Yeah, you'd have to
Like there's always
do a deep dive into what they've got, right? And they could just want to get out of it as well, right? Not be an owner anymore, not have to deal with those headaches. You just, like you said, you had to know why they're
so
wanting to get out of it.
they want to relinquish themselves of any accountability, but still get a paycheck.
Well, they want to just work in 9 to 5 as opposed to whatever they're doing at that time.
That's tough.
I can see how that could become appealing.
Yeah. I used to want to do that.
If you wanted to be like a full design build business, you might go out and try to find a carpenter that's kind of sick of being a business owner as well. In that case, you're not necessarily, that business isn't worth much, right? You just be buying the whatever equipment they have and bring them on.
My problem is that I'd like to, like, if I have people on my crew under my command, if they can do things that I can't do, fucking phenomenal. But the second that they can't do what they always told me they could do, or can't follow through on what I'm expecting of them to do, if I can't pick up the slack, then I start to worry, right? Like if something goes wrong, I want to be able to know that I can handle it at least.
Right.
And which is probably not the greatest trait to have as a business owner, right? Because you want people around you that can do a lot of shit that you can't do. Um,
But
but
I
ultimately,
understand that.
all the weight falls back on me.
Yeah.
And if I can't fix it, then what does that say about NDL?
Right.
You know?
What about like I don't have an AZ license, but we have two trucks that have AZ trailers. We have two trailers. In theory, could get pulled by one by each truck at the same time. So that's some. I know what you're saying. I don't like the company to commit to things that I can't do myself in some fashion.
Yeah,
Is what you're getting at,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. But I also can appreciate the point where just because you can't drive an AZ truck, you shouldn't have guys that can, right?
Well, it's just something that in theory I can't do that the company does. I'm just thinking about it because of the way you put it.
Yeah. No, and
So,
that's why I say it doesn't necessarily make me a good business owner, right? Because I'm not reaching out to generate revenue from those different avenues because I'm too, like, my own mindset is that I'm too afraid to delegate that to someone else because if they shit the bed, like, I just don't have a lot of faith in
humanity.
humanity,
I think
or
that's because people don't believe in climate change.
I think it's because they don't show up to work,
Mm.
you know? Like,
What do
I
you think
wouldn't
that has?
necessarily.
What do you think that has to do with climate change? I'm just joking. Everything always comes back to climate, no matter what's going on. So you're saying you're just worried that if you're worried if you committed to something and that person who was the only person that could do it at the company didn't show up,
Yeah.
you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. If we decided, like,
I
you
agree.
know what, we're going to take on a bathroom reno, you know, and the bathroom guy decides that he can't come in this year, he quits. Oh, we already signed the check or signed the contract and everything. She's ready to go. Demo's done. It's time to come in and build this bathroom. I don't know how to build a fucking bathroom. Maybe I could wing it, but I'm not going to charge someone to do it. That's for sure.
How much do you guys run your business off of this saying? If you have one, you have none. If you have two, you have one.
Yep.
I've never
Yeah.
heard that saying ever. I
Yep.
don't even know what it means.
So
Including
like having
yeah.
two of everything essentially. Because if you have one breaks down, you have none. If you have two, one breaks down, you have one.
I
And
see what you're
that could
saying.
be equipment, that could be people, like Chad was saying there.
I
I
literally
love
have
that.
3 bin trucks and 1 bin truck driver.
Right.
One full-time bin. I mean, I do it too, but we have 3 bin trucks and one full-time bin truck driver, based solely on the amount of time that bin trucks break down.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So you guys live by that saying in
I
your
will
business?
have surplus equipment because I'm just waiting around for shit to not work when we need it.
Here's
What
That's
about
why we
something
have
people?
2 tandems.
Oh yeah.
exactly. So one blows a PTO, you bring in the backup tandem.
Yeah, that's it. We're off without like, and some people would say that's stupid. Like my old boss would say, "Why do you have all that equipment?" Well, one went down for a week, and we were still rolling.
If
Right?
a brand new tandem is $225,000, what percentage of a brand new tandem do you have invested in two tandem?
Both my tandems came up to, let's say, $110,000 for both of them.
Yeah, so that's you have 50% invested in two as opposed to
Yeah,
buying one brand new one.
yeah,
I think that's pretty smart to have two
I I'd say so.
that are paid for. You own them.
Paid for, own them.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
think
owe
that's
us anything.
smart. That you're doing what I would do.
It's that, and I mean, generally, a landscaper can't afford a $250,000 truck. Or, well, maybe some can,
I would
but
too. $50,000 truck. I'm Mr. La-di-da-da.
No, but that goes to work every day, right? Like a
I'm just
tandem
joking.
can't go to work for somebody every single
I
day.
know. I'm just joking.
Not that I've
I
seen,
don't think I'm Mr.
like
La-di-da. I think I'm Mrs. La-di-da. I'm confused. No, I'm just.
oh
We're
no.
really covering. We're really
My
covering a lot
goodness.
of bases in this.
Uh,
So someone sent me this today, and it piqued my interest. Your success is directly proportional to the amount of times you say, "Fuck it, I'll figure it out."
mhm.
Well, you could take that either way. Maybe the fact you're bankrupt is because you constantly say, "Fuck it, I'll figure it out."
Right.
Maybe you're super successful because you constantly say, "Fuck it, I'll figure it out."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first time I read it, I'm a glasses half full person. So I immediately thought, yeah, fuck it, I'll figure it out and I'll make money. But then
Yeah.
the second time I read it, I thought to myself, ooh, did the person who wrote this and then started spreading it all over the internet actually mean that I would be less successful because I said, fuck it, let's figure it out? I don't know. It's real. I think it's almost 50-50. 50% of the time, maybe fuck it, figure it out works. 50% of the time, you lose your fucking shirt. I don't know. What do you guys think of that statement?
Sometimes it's better
glass
if
house.
somebody else figures it out for you.
Who's someone else?
I mean, if I'm being audited by CRA, it's probably not good that I take on that myself. It's probably better I pass that off to my accountant.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But fuck it, I figured that out. I'm not gonna do it myself.
Right, that's true. Yeah, that's another
know?
way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, just so you're getting audited, fuck it. I'll
Let's
figure it
figure
out.
it out.
And you have the people that figure it out.
I like the way. So, do you think that "fuck it, I'll figure it out" is actually the answer for everything in life?
That's my business motto. Like
NDL.
that's how my pricing works. Here's the price. Fuck it. I'll figure out how I'm gonna do it for that price.
Right.
Mike, ask me any random question.
Are you going to LAL?
Fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Awesome.
Ask
Are
me
you going to
another
fly
random. Ask me. Fuck it, I'll figure it out.
there? Are you going to order pizza by yourself?
Fuck it, I'll figure it out. Is this the answer to any question? Do we need to make "fuck it, I'll figure it out" shirts in the fucking store? Is this the next big, not our finest hour swag? Fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Fuck it. We'll figure it out.
It's pretty good. I like it now.
Yeah.
It can mean anything. Are you getting coffee this morning? Fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I bought coffee and it got fucked up.
Hmm.
And I started thinking, how hard is it to get coffee with 2 sugar? No cream, no milk. People
Shouldn't be too hard.
sometimes, well, you'd think. The only way to guarantee success when you order it is to say black coffee 2 sugar. If you just say coffee 2 sugar, they're like, oh, they want milk with 2 sugar or cream with 2 sugar. Or they just want 2 milk or they just want 2 cream. I have said coffee with 2 sugar and they've handed me coffee with 2 milk.
That person doesn't figure it out.
That person said, fuck it, they get what they get. Fuck it, you get what you get. Have you guys noticed a phenomenon at Tim Hortons where you drive up to the drive, and maybe the Tim Hortons I go to is different than all other Tim Hortons, but they leave you in this, you get up, they say, welcome to Tim Hortons or whatever, and then they immediately say, give us your food order first.
Really?
But
I want to get that started.
I don't generally have a food order. So then I'm left to this awkward moment at the drive-thru going, should I say I don't have a food order? Or should I just order my drink and make them think I ignored the fact they asked me for my food order. And then I look like a dick right until they say, do you need anything else? And I say, no. They're like, oh, fuck, this guy didn't have any food. Because they say food order first. And then I say, I'll have a coffee, medium black, 2 sugar. And they go, okay. And they've already spit in my cup by now because I didn't order my food first. But I didn't have any food to fucking order. And how much difference does it make? How long is the average ordering? 2 seconds? I'll have a bagel with cream cheese, toasted, and a coffee, black. Or I'll have a black coffee and a bagel with cream cheese. In the moment you said black coffee, it delayed them so much in the line. I don't know. Has this happened to you guys? Am I the only person who's getting left in this awkward spot?
They never asked me that.
No, I've never heard that.
Well, I guess I'm just going to the wrong fucking Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
You understand why it's awkward, though?
Yeah.
I don't want to say to people I don't have any food. What if after I order my coffee, I change my mind and I want a fucking cookie?
True.
Or one of those...
You get back in line again.
What if they upsell
You
you?
should have figured it out faster.
Yeah.
I've thought about ordering some food second and saying, listen, that's what I'm comfortable with. Tough it out.
What if you said you just wanted a coffee and then they said, well, can we interest you in a donut? And you said, yeah, I'll have that donut. And they said, well, we asked you for your food order first.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a whole situation. I find it very awkward. Maybe if they're running an experiment at that Tim Hortons to see how much time it saves if they get the food orders first.
True. Ready for next questioning?
It makes me feel awkward. Go ahead, Mike. Gives me
Um,
a lot of anxiety every morning. I thought about trying to go to a different Tim Hortons. Every morning I'm pulling up. I'm like, are they going to ask me for that food order? Do I want food? Do I need food? There's no second chance. You got to hit it right off the top.
I can't believe they only open at 6 o'clock.
No, they're open at like 5.
Oh, I thought you said they only opened at 6 and then there was a big line all the time.
That was well, now they started opening at 5. This is all the same. That's true. This is all the same fucked up place. I've also fucked up my coffee like 100 times, and I still go there every day. I think I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the fuckery.
Yeah. Start your day off right.
I know everyone, and I'm like, hey, you fucked up my order before. Thanks. I'll drink that with 2 cream. I look and love it. Sometimes they give me double.
Ah.
I'm like, sure,
that's
man.
the worst.
Oh, I used to drink coffee like that
Oh.
for a long time. But then I wanted the street cred of black coffee, so I started drinking coffee with 2 sugar.
It's a lot of sugar.
Well, you still get black coffee street cred.
Yeah, I guess.
No one can tell there's sugar in it. How the fuck do they know?
So if somebody asks you, do you say it's black?
Yeah, it is black. If someone asks me if there's sugar in it, I obviously don't lie. Unless it's in a mixed crowd of men and women, because I don't want women to know that I use sugar, so then I would lie about it. I'm just joking. That's no difference to me. One time they put two NutraSweets in. Those things are sweet as fuck. Sweet, whatever the fuck those are. Don't you drink your coffee with just cream, Chad?
Just milk.
I have a cream. Yeah.
I thought you used to drink it black.
I used to drink it 1 cream, 1 sugar. Nowadays, I drink it black at home. And then I take that on the road with me. And then if I do stop at Tim Hortons, I get 1 cream.
Do you take coffee with you? Or do you stop and buy coffee?
I take coffee with me in the morning. And then if I need another coffee, I'll buy it.
Chad, do you make coffee and take it with you, or do you buy it in the morning?
Go to the gym and then hit the Tim Hortons on my way to the shop.
Wow.
So I don't go to the gym and just hit the Tim Hortons. I used to bring my own coffee all the time, and I liked it. And I feel like I want to be that person. I want to be the coffee bringing, Yeti mug guy person. But I just can't seem to follow through. We got a nice coffee maker. It makes a good cup of coffee. But I just can't. And I don't know that I save any time stopping at the stupid Tim Hortons. Well, ever since they brought in the ordering the food first, I think it has been faster, but I'm just joking. I don't think it's any faster.
See, my problem is I need a Tim Hortons cup around 9 o'clock in the morning because that Tim Hortons cup is also my urinal on the job site. Like I open the truck door, pee in the cup, gently place it in the back of the truck.
Ooh.
Why would you put it in the back of the truck?
Yeah, right.
What are you gonna do with it?
Put it on,
Dump
Throw
it
it out
out?
all over the client's lawn?
put it on the curb?
No. Then you have to pick it up later. Someone has to pick it up eventually.
Pour it down the sewer?
Yeah. You put
Yeah.
it in the back of your truck.
Oh yeah, because they don't know it's pee at that time. You put it in the back of the truck, you drive off, it rains next day. It rains every goddamn day anyway.
That's
It
true.
washes it away. So
My daughter's mother had to
Oh.
make an emergency. What happened?
so we got a mouse trap in the bottom of the oven, the little drawer in the oven.
Yeah.
And it just went off.
Ooh.
Banging around in there. We got another. That's like 8 mice in the past 2 weeks.
Yikes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, one fried our oven. It got in the
Really?
motherboard of the oven. And I
Really?
just saw a little hand sticking out of the back of the bottom of the motherboard. I unscrewed it and he was fried. Like he was burnt to a crisp.
Yikes.
Like his
Really?
whiskers were curly and everything. It was wild. Now I got to call the oven repair guy. So,
Just get
It's like-
Brandini on it.
yeah. You replace the motherboard of an oven.
That guy can do anything.
He work his
Yeah.
magic on anything.
He sets his mind to it.
Mm.
Yeah.
What's the next question, Mike?
Oh, weren't you going to say something there, PK?
About what?
You started talking about your daughter.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if this was good parenting or bad parenting. So my daughter's mother had to go on an emergency trip with her husband back to Ireland for a week. So my daughter had to stay at the house all week and take care of their dog. She normally stays there 3 days a week, and I think she stays at ours 4. Anyways, so she was staying at her mother's, and she got in the car one day and she was concerned because her mother had left 4 bags of milk in the fridge and said, make sure you use up all the milk. But she didn't really want any milk. So she said, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, just pour the milk out in the backyard somewhere. I think that's all
Do they not
intent.
have working plumbing there?
Well, for the next day, I just didn't want any evidence of the milk. I just felt like I told her you got to pour it out, then put some garbage in the can, then pour out another one and put some more garbage because you don't want your mom to come home and there's 4 milk bags right on top because she'll be suspicious that you poured the milk out.
That's clever. You thought about this.
I'd be
But you
more
don't think
concerned
that's
about my
true?
child getting sick from drinking too much milk or something. Like,
I don't. You think 4 bags of milk is too much for one 16-year-old girl to eat? Well, she's 15.
in
She's
3
16.
days?
No, she's gone for 7 days.
That's 4 liters of milk in
In
7 days?
Yeah,
It's quite a bit.
That's a lot of milk.
Yeah.
it's less than a half a liter. It's a little bit more than a half a liter a day. How many liters of water do you got to drink a day in the 75 hard challenge?
Couple gallons, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know. That doesn't help, Mike, at all.
No.
We're talking about liters of milk here. I don't know. Maybe that is a lot of milk. I don't know. I don't drink milk. I used to.
Same. Yeah, I don't drink so
Too
much
busy
anymore.
eating pizza with 17 cheeses on it now. I have all the dairy I need. What happens when you leave me to my own device to order food? End up with the 5 cheese pizza. Anyways, do you guys think that was solid advice? I feel like the whole thing about staggering them in the garbage can was solid advice. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened to the milk. I'll have to ask P about it tomorrow.
So, but did she pour the milk in the backyard on 4 different occasions then?
I don't know. She said to me the next day, I said, what'd you do about the milk? She said, well, I'm not pouring it in the backyard. Can't I just pour it down the drain? And I said, I guess it's not as dramatic though, or as exciting. It doesn't seem nearly as sneaky. I just saw this 15-year-old 15-year-old girl dumping milk in the back of the park. I don't know. Just seemed like you wanted to get the milk as far away as possible. But I guess you could have, in fact, you could have, dumped it down the drain. Sure, that might work too. Maybe. I guess the other option would be to just drink the fucking milk. It's also another option. All right, next question, Mike.
Well, what type of business would you guys buy? Do you guys have a business that you would buy?
That I would buy?
Yeah. Any type of business. Doesn't even have to be complementary to what you're doing right now. Could be a laundromat. Could be I don't know. That's the only thing that came to mind.
So of all the businesses in the world, the one that comes to your mind first is a laundromat?
I have no idea.
Like, just gotta get a laundromat.
I was just trying to think of outside of our industry. But is there a business that you guys would buy?
I always thought it would be fun to have a vending machine business. Seems
Yeah.
like a lot of passive income.
I bought a vending machine once.
How'd that go for you?
I ended up just giving it away.
Did you find a location for it?
Well, it was the vending machine outside of the place I used to work, the landscape supplies place. And they always had it as 50 cents. So I thought if I rounded that up to $1, I'd be doing all right. But it was broken and I had to find somebody to fix it. Somebody came and fixed it and it got broke again. And then I just didn't do anything with it for a year. And then the guys at the stone yard called me and said, Mike, you got to do something about this vending machine. It's been sitting here for a year and you haven't done anything with it. And then, so then I just eventually gave it away.
Did you give it away on Kijiji or give it to someone who worked at the yard?
On Kijiji. They came, picked it up. They were a vending machine person.
How much did you pay for the vending machine?
I think it was like $150 or something.
How long did the vending machine run?
Oh, under my watch?
Yeah.
Maybe a week or so. It was low priority on my list, unfortunately.
I don't know. I've always thought about having a like a fast food restaurant,
Yeah?
like a Subway.
A franchise.
Yeah, like a Subway franchise. I don't know. It always seemed like something I'd be into. I remember, maybe it's because when I applied to become a sandwich artist, and I also applied to become a landscaper at the same time. And obviously we know how that fucking went. But I've thought back many times how different my life might have been if I had become a sandwich artist.
Could have been the sandwich artist king.
If I had spent as much time working at Subway as I have in landscaping, I would be way fucking richer. I'd probably own a bunch of Subways by now.
It's one of the lowest rated franchises, I think, for franchisee contentment.
Well, I'm just talking about, like, if you had spent all your time and effort that you've put into landscaping as an employee at McDonald's and filled out all the stuff and tried to move yourself forward, you might own a McDonald's franchise by now. Would that be more rewarding than being a landscaper? You'd have more access to McNuggets.
I don't think I would want to be a franchise owner of McDonald's for sure.
What would you want to be a franchise of?
I don't think I'd cut it as a franchise owner, to be
What about
honest.
Mr. Puffs?
Mr. Puffs?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's some new franchise that's opening everywhere.
Oh,
You know what
We
Mr.
got
Puffs is?
one in town. Yeah,
what do they sell?
they're like Timbits, but with like a whole bunch of shit on them.
Yeah.
Like you,
That's a
you
great
like
description.
chocolate sauce and like marshmallows and nerds and like you name it, you put them on the puffs.
They're not healthy.
No.
That'd be a good one to get in early on.
Mr. Puffs?
Well, before they started to grow.
Yeah.
Like I know before that whole burrito trend took off, what was it? Burrito Boys or Bar Burrito or something. It was only like $10,000 to start your own franchise.
Yeah. Those burrito places seem empty now.
Yeah.
People don't see them as in well, it's like Chipotle that started that shit, right? In the States. That
In the
sort of,
States, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like people were moving towards like the freshies and the burritos, but now people are coming back to the fried chicken, the deep fried chicken.
Hmm. Have you guys had this, Mr. Puffs?
No,
No.
No.
So maybe not a good franchise. The people have heard of it, but no one's going there.
I would own a Booster Juice.
Oh yeah,
You're making juices.
that was
People
another
like them.
trend.
People like them. Who doesn't like Booster Juice? Do you have Booster Juice in Cornwall, Chad?
Yeah, we do.
Do you like it?
I always like a booster juice. Overly priced, but what are
Do
you
you
gonna
feel do you feel like you get boosted though?
do? My wallet's definitely not boosted
I feel
after I
like
leave
it's
there.
definitely not boosted.
But no, I don't. It's a treat once in a while. Eat a booster juice.
Yeah, I would stop and get one. What kind of business would you own, Chad?
I'd probably want to go like south somewhere, and I'd be like a guide or something,
Oh yeah,
like
tourist guide.
a fishing guide or something.
Ah,
Just like.
Right.
And I'm not an overly good fisherman at all, but like if I could live somewhere hot all the time and like just take people's money and take them on a boat or something, or like even like a cab driver in like fucking Costa Rica or something, like shoot the shit with the tourists. They pay you good
Yeah.
tips because you're English and you tell them all about where to go and stuff, like I think that's awesome. Yeah.
Cab
Carefree.
driver. Would you want to be a gypsy cab or a legit cab?
It's a gypsy cab.
A gypsy cab is a non-registered cab. A legit cab is like a yellow cab.
Are there legal repercussions to being a gypsy cab?
I think it's illegal, yeah.
Yeah.
how
But
about
it's
a
more
rickshaw
free.
driver?
It's more freedom.
Not a shot driver. Uh,
I think that Uber is based off gypsy cabs.
I don't know.
One time we were up at Tobermory and we were on this boat that goes and tours all the shipwrecks. And this guy was the shipwreck guide. Like 7 times a day, he just says the same shit into the microphone. And while we were there, Kelly and I concocted this plan because she was a chef and she worked in restaurants her whole life growing up. And I've always had this dream of being one of those people. And so we thought when we retired, we would just move from tourist town to tourist town. And I would get a job saying the same speech every day over and over and over again. And she would work in a restaurant. And then we would just rent a house because being in Tobermory, it's fucking beautiful. I don't know if I'd want to live there in the middle of the winter because I think it's winter there now. But it's beautiful when you're there in the summer. So if you lived there for 6 months, it would probably be great. And she could work at the ice cream shop and I could be the tour guide and we could still make some money, but not have to, it's just like it's sort of just like a fun summer job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'd be an alright gig.
That was our plan for retirement because that way we'd still be making some money.
Nice.
We could live in Niagara Falls and I could run the wax museum.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, there's all these things you wanted to do, but then you didn't do when you were, I've only really ever done one thing.
Yeah.
You did sell things in the Rogers Stadium.
I did, yeah. So I'm turning 50 tomorrow.
Wow.
That's right.
I know. And so I was thinking about that this week, driving around, and I thought, what advice? We're going back to the bad advice. What advice could I give someone, being a 50-year-old landscaper? And I would say, it's a lot of pain. That it's a lot of pain every day. So maybe I went harder, or I'm just in worse shape, but it's a painful experience to be a 50-year-old landscaper.
When do you feel the pain?
Every day, all day. I don't sleep for more than 2 hours because my body gets sore and I have to wake up and move to a different position because my back can't handle being in that position for more than 2 hours. So I never sleep for more than 2 hours at a time. Max. That's max. Sometimes some nights it's 45 minutes. I just said that like I mean, now there's tilt rotators, so there's just not the level of damage going on to your body that there used to be. Because I grew up in a tilt rotator free society. But I was like, what kind of advice could I give the young landscapers? And I'd be like, you're going to live in a lot of pain. So if you don't like a lot of pain, then don't do this job.
Well, now Hilti has this back crane thing. Did you guys see this?
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's a backpack with a crane on it that goes out and over, and then it's a hook, and then you can hook pieces of hand tools and crane them up towards you, and then it takes the weight off of it. So they're doing this with like jackhammers. So this crane's holding this jackhammer, and then you can just kind of play with it as you wish.
I saw them doing it with a weed trimmer.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And I thought that's not a bad idea. It's kind of like the weed trimmers used to have the sling over your shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah, being a 50-year-old landscaper is just painful. You can't get in and out of cars. You have to plan everything you do. But maybe too, I also was a goalie, and I did that excessively, like 5 days a week, 6 days a week for 15 years. So that also may have had an impact while I was landscaping. But
right.
Advice from a 50-year-old landscaper is enjoy pain.
Because
if you don't have it,
my future,
if you don't
goalie have it, landscaper, thanks.
If you don't have it now, it's coming, and it's coming hard, and it's coming for you, and it's just a matter of time.
I think that's a good way to wrap things.
And that's the end of the podcast. You're going to ask one more question. Ask one more question with 30-second answers, Mike.
One more question with here we go.
We'll put Chad on the clock.
Okay, this is a really good way to end something.
Let me get the clock out. Jesus.
We're all gonna have to think about this really quick here. This
on the timer.
So we each have 30 seconds to answer this?
Oh, stopwatch. Yeah, so
okay.
Well that's not fair because some of us have more time than the other person to think about it. So we need to ask the question, have 1 minute of silence because that's good for podcasts, and then I don't think it matters. I'll go first.
Well, I'm looking at it, so I've already had a little bit of a leg up. So why don't I give you my answer, and then you guys have time to think about it.
Okay, tell me when you're ready. Ask the question, then I'll then say go, right. And I'll hit the stopwatch.
All right, this is from LS Shun 44. I need a Caleb's corner from all three of you. In an unrelated note, when can we get Caleb on? We'll get Caleb on the show, but start my timer. I'll give you guys my Caleb's corner. Okay. So I've been thinking about marketing, and if next year is also going to be a down year, how I'm going to go about marketing. What I plan to do is make a landing page on my website for each service area that I service. For me, it's multiple cities with regions in those cities. For other people, it might be a city with multiple regions. Making a page for each of those, and then making a video of me at a project speaking specifically to those residents of that specific region and that specific
You're
city.
Done.
And that video goes to that landing page.
Okay, reset. Chad, are you ready?
Yep.
Go.
Make yourself an exclusive landscaper by not answering your phone. And I'll tell you why. My client today told me that 3 of his friends asked him how he was getting Natural Design to do their job because Natural Design would never answer the phone. So you have to leave a message, get back to the client, you can do the job, but never answer your phone, and it'll look like you're exclusive and you're only taking certain jobs, and it'll make you that much more desirable.
I had nothing for this. I'm so fucked, and I went last.
You were focusing on the timer.
I was so focused on finding the timer that I don't. Fucking motherfucker. Go. I am going to take the opposite, and I say answer your phone. answer your phone and it will drive your business forward. If you don't answer your phone, you will never get any fucking jobs or enough jobs to sustain yourself. So my advice is, I actually had this picked out before you fucking said that, which is perfect. I had it picked out before. My advice, everyone always says, why do you have so much business? Why were you able to grow your company? And I'll tell you, it's because I answer my fucking phone and I find solutions for other people's problems. And there.
That's the end of the episode.
That was pretty good. Oh, I thought that was exciting.
Yeah.
We should do that all the time.
That's a good way to end things. A little bit of excitement.
My heart was racing. Like, I'm fucking pumped here. I might have a heart attack if we do that every week.
We should also do something at the beginning of the episode to get our hearts going. Get some energy in the podcast a little bit.
I'm just gonna ask you to give me ask me to give you my food order first. Cranked up. My anxiety goes fucking crazy. What the fuck are you talking about? What if I suddenly want a fucking chicken burger? Oh. All right,
Eating a chicken burger at 6 o'clock in the morning.
They have them at McDonald's, yeah. Chicken McMuffin.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they're okay.
See, you've had chicken.
But not a chicken burger.
No, it was a chicken. What is the drastic
I guess it
difference?
is. No, you're right. It is. But hearing it being called a chicken burger at 6 o'clock in the morning is not.
So you're comfortable with chicken McMuffin?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I never knew I was until you revealed to me that I am.
Do you think an English muffin is a bun or is it an English muffin?
Well, it's not a muffin.
But it's not a bun. And that's the end of the episode.
Leave them with a cliffhanger. Leave them wanting more. That's great.
Are you ending the episode?
Oh, I was waiting for this.